From wild celebrities who seemingly transform from innocent characters to shocking changes in appearances, here are 14 celebrities who turn into monsters. Number 14. Charlie Sheen. You name it, Charlie Sheen has done it. Who else deserves a place on our list more than Charlie? Charlie's been smoking crack since 2010 and most likely still does. Stories of him spending ridiculous amounts of money on porn stars and drugs are all over the web. He apparently spends at least $3,000 on cocaine a day. His problem is so out of control, his contract was canceled by 2.5 Men on CBS. To add insult to injury, Charlie has also revealed the fact that he has HIV. Can't these celebs just keep themselves in check? Number 13. Macaulay Culkin. The guy who was famous by Home Alone was arrested for possession of marijuana and Xanax during a rough time in his life. It seems like the child stars don't know how to handle not being in the spotlight and resort to drugs. What seemed to be an innocent boy just a few years ago has completely transformed. He denies using heroin, but admits that methadone is his drug of choice and it eases his heroin urge. He appears to be doing a little bit better now and isn't looking quite like a monster, but he used to. Number 12. Carrot Top. Carrot Top was a famous performer in Las Vegas and gained fame for his extensive usage of props during his routines. The famous ginger guy seems like he was getting himself more and more buff to the point where it doesn't seem natural at all. He started off pretty scrawny, as you can see from this photo. Things started to change around the year 2000 when it began to look as though his face might have had some plastic surgery done to it, according to some plastic surgery experts. His smooth eyebrows, which seem excessively arched, might make some children run in the opposite direction. It's believed that this was a part of a laser treatment or chemical peels. Carrot Top also denies the use of steroids, but you can also see that he would have needed an extremely good workout routine to pull off such a transformation. Number 11. Jocelyn Wildenstein. Jocelyn is famous for her massive $2.5 billion divorce settlement, being a wife of some wealthy men, and now for being the Lion Woman of New York. Born into a rich Swiss family, she traveled extensively where she met her wealthy husband, Axl Wildenstein, who was an art collector and a horse racing expert. After getting married, Jocelyn began using the money she was earning from being married towards cosmetic surgery, which would prove to be a horrible decision. Once she found out that her husband had cheated on her with a Russian model, the plastic surgeries went into full force and it got out of control. She would continually change her appearance to look more cat-like, however she kinda turned herself into a monster instead. She's tried to keep a low profile, but she's occasionally seen at some art shows in New York City. Number 10. Chumlee. You guys might know Austin Lee Russell, aka Chumlee, on the History Channel's Pawn Stars. He's that guy who seems a little bit overweight and very unmotivated, basically. Well, it turns out he was on drugs the entire time. Chumlee was arrested March 9, 2016 at his Las Vegas home. This photo we see here was taken at Clark County Detention Center after he got arrested. He faced some serious weapons charges after police searched his home after allegations of a sexual assault. They found marijuana, methamphetamine, drug pipes, 12 guns, and tons of ammunition. They believe he wasn't just using either, but selling too. He apparently had a pretty good lawyer and got off without a single day in prison. Number 9. Nick Carter. Backstreet's back, in jail, alright. Nick Carter was down in Key West, Florida, which is a place where drunkenness often occurs. You probably remember this guy from the Backstreet Boys, but his appearance has frighteningly changed. He got into a bar fight over there in Key West, and the former boy band legend had an incident which resulted in a misdemeanor battery charge at the Hog's Breath Saloon. The case was dismissed, but he had to complete 25 hours of community service and only paid $300 for court-related fees. However, there was some kind of civil suit between him and the person he fought, which was kept private. Number 8. Amanda Bynes. Well, look who it is. No Celebrity Monsters list could be complete without the infamous Amanda Bynes. You might remember her, especially if you were a 90s kid and watched Nickelodeon. Although her appearance isn't frighteningly disfigured or anything, she has taken quite a few scary mugshots and her behavior has been quite monstrous. She appeared on TV shows like All That and even had her own show. After she retired from her television shows, she entered a complete downward spiral and suffered a complete breakdown. This is the photo of her from her arrest in 2012 when she got a DUI. We don't want to spend too much time on all the crazy things she's done, but the worst thing happened in 2013. She was arrested for drug charges and apparently tossed a bomb from a 36-story window. This mugshot from the NYPD is much more frightening. This was from when she was arrested and accused an NYPD officer of assaulting her. Number 7. Lisa Robbins Kelly. A former actress on That 70s Show who played the role of Eric Foreman's mean older sister, Lori Foreman. The years following the end of the show, she began making some bad choices that would alter her appearance. She passed away only at the age of 43, and many were shocked. She had just checked herself into rehab and seemed like she was on the right track. She was previously arrested for spousal abuse and DUI, then tragedy struck. On August 15, 2013, she died in her sleep at the facility. The coroner concluded that she was overdosed on multiple drugs. Her husband later filed a lawsuit for negligence. No one would have believed that That 70s Show star would have turned into such a horrifying monster. Number 6. Donatella Versace. Everyone loves Versace, and this Italian fashion designer owns 20% of the business and has a net worth of roughly $200 million. Living the life as a rich and famous woman, she engaged in some crazy partying, which eventually took a wear on her appearance. She decided to get some plastic surgery done, which you've probably noticed is all the rage with celebrities. Probably the most notable thing about her that's changed is her upper lip, which didn't fit properly to her lower lip. Her natural lower lip seemed to be about 2 times smaller, and now she has what surgeons call the trout pout. Her skin also appears to be somewhat waxy, suggesting some possible laser treatment. Number 5. Pete Bynes. Pete Bynes was an 80s pop superstar and the singer of the song You Spin Me Right Round Like a Record. The hit single reached number 1 on the UK charts and was a hit in the US as well. You might also be familiar with the song Flow Rider and Kesha came up with that used this song. Bynes went on to make appearances in reality TV shows following his singing career, but most people noticed a serious change in his physical appearance. It gradually became more and more frightening to the point where he seemingly lost any facial similarities he had before. You can tell in this Jurassic photo, his bulging lips had many injections. Pete Bynes passed away last year and said that he hopes that God doesn't recognize him. Number 4. Miley Cyrus. Does this surprise anyone? She's basically gotten rid of her Disney kid image and says that she's dabbled in some substances as well. Not exactly still a role model for kids. The daughter of Billy Ray Cyrus, known for the song Achy Breaky Heart, starred as a lead actress in Hannah Montana, which was meant for kids. Once Miley turned 18, she had a little bit too much freedom. She left behind her preppy role on that TV show and wanted people to see who she really was, which might have been a monster. It seems to all start with her song, I Can't Be Tamed. She then became a new twerking icon, completely shredding any kind of good girl image during the 2013 MTV Music Video Awards. She stripped down to her underwear and actually twerked on Robin Thicke. We're not exactly sure what Miley Cyrus has become, but it's definitely not what most people expected. Number 3. Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan is an award-winning actress and starred in the film French Kiss and Top Gun, but she might not always do everything right when it comes to plastic surgeries. With all the pressure on stars these days to stay looking the same as they did decades ago, you probably realize the majority of them have had at least one Botox, if not gone under the knife at least once. Meg Ryan appears to have had some lip implants, as you can tell from this photo. Here her lips don't remotely resemble the ones she had before. She does appear to have had some Botox done as well, but we don't think the plastic surgeon did a good job on this one. Number 2. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson may be the king of pop, but he also seems like the king of plastic surgery and has to make our list. This celebrity has gone through the most drastic transformation throughout time. You can tell he seems like a normal African-American guy when this photo was taken of him in 1973 as a part of the Jackson 5. He took his first step into transforming in 1979 when he had his first rhinoplasty surgery. The nose is looking good in 1983, and some would say that he looked his best at this time. Jackson's face would drastically change in 1987 with another rhinoplasty surgery, and you can start to notice his skin is slightly lighter. Michael's nose continued to get thinner and thinner, and his face more pale. His nose was beyond repair in 1993 and has started to look quite frightening. Number 1. Axl Rose. The famed singer for Guns N' Roses is possibly one of the most successful singers in history and was a pop icon in the 1990s. But he's looking quite different now, and you probably wouldn't even recognize him if you saw him in person. After Guns N' Roses split up, he's had numerous nose jobs done and facelifts, and that doesn't seem to be very rock and roll of him. The aging process can certainly be a mystery, and most people are pretty confused how Axl Rose managed to turn out like this. There is speculation that he could have looked much better without any plastic surgery, like many people on this list. What do you believe?